Most people lose in trading because they don't even know how to journal. And in this video, I'll show you how to make this journal where you can analyze most of the things like the point you enter, the emotional triggers, the situations, the type of entry, and have you followed the system, all these things, and how this help you to build a system which is unbreakable and you will be able to make good money with trading. Moreover, you would be able to have a nice mindset and a good mental clarity before and after trading. Most of the people get fucked up with their mindset when they have this kind of situation that they don't even know what they traded last week, how much they made, or how much they lose, and they are pretty confused about those things. So, today I'm going to make that pretty clear in this video. Watch till the end, and one big benefit you will get by watching till the end is that I'm going to tell you how you can get this for free, this free journal copy, and you can use it for yourself. So, let's begin. First of all, if we look on the trading journal, there are two types of data we can analyze. The first of all is the objective data, and another one is the subjective data in the daily review. So we can open it, and here is the subjective data. So objective data is the data which can be presented in the form of yes or no or the binary language, only true or false. And for the subjective data, these are the situations for the emotions, for the mindset, and for the behavior you made while trading. And sometimes what happens that when we are trading, we have some kind of triggers in ourselves that we had a fight with someone before having the trading setup, any human or any person, or even about any particular thing. And what happens when we are trading is that we end up impacting those things while having the trade, and we exited the trade if it's going well. We uh, had the hassle because we didn't plan the trade well, and what we think is that we didn't follow the setup. The actual reason behind that are those things. So you will be able to find those things while writing the subjective data. And when you will analyze that subjective data, you will understand that you have to have your keep calm mind before having trade setups. You don't have to fight for small things, and try to avoid as much conflicts as you can. So let's focus more on the subjective data for this day. But before, I wanna just show you the look of this objective data. Also, that is the technical stuff which I'm talking about. So first of all, if we take a look here, so here is the first day. If we open it, so for the first trade, there were like number of contracts. It was two. So achieved risk to reward, that is 1:2. The planned risk to reward for the trade was 1:3. So why I do so? When we get trading, we usually plan for this much risk to reward, but we never write that thing properly in our journal that how much we actually achieved. And when we write the fake one which we never achieve or the planned one, we end up having a fake confidence for trading. So if we have to improve that thing, so we would be able to understand that these are yet the drawbacks in our trading system, and we need to improve that thing. So we plan for like 1:3, and we end up making 1:2, which is still a good thing. And bias, I add a bias, a date. That's a good right. That's the right thing which we always do. Direction, I took a long. So followed system, it will be a form of checkbox. If I follow system, I'll take it. If I didn't, I will untake it. So P&L. So I made like $1,000 out of it. Index was NQ, and the result is a win. Okay. Setup type 1. There are three setups I follow. Trade grade A. So I give a trade grade to every trade. Like it's supposed to be A plus, A, B, C, according to my mindset. How was the trade system? It doesn't matter if I win or lose. What was your thinking about the trading system? Was it right according to your strategy or the type of strategy you were trading? So I traded the Asia session and was at a wallet. So I take it, and obviously it is. And if we take a look on other things also, so we can completely see other things that we have done almost the similar things in all the stuff. So here is the P&L which I have added. Here the number of contracts I trade in every trade, so I can analyze those things. So trade grade, when I select this, I can completely select the CVA plus. So because I have added a multi-select option in this, so how we can do that thing? Basically, you will click this plus sign whenever you are even making this table view. I'm not going to show you the whole way to make these things because it's pretty basic, my friend. If you will download Notion, you will be able to understand these things very easily. So once you add the table view database in the trading journal or the new page, then you will click the plus sign here and you can add whatever you want to add. Like if I want to add date, I will select date from this option and I will add it, and I can select any date here and talk about that. If I want to go for some other things, so I can here select the numbers, the select option where I can add two options. So if I did a select, I can add here like result, as I have already shown you, result demo. So for that, I want to add options, add an option. So it will be a win and it will be a loss. And you know what's the good thing? I can completely go and change the color of win, which should be green. And for the loss, I will go with red. And once I'm done with that, I can just click down and select whatever the situation was, win or lose, and I will be able to add those things. For now, I will just delete this property because I don't need it. Already my journal is perfect. And these are the objective things, sorry for that, objective things which we can add in the system. So the one which I showed you, the system, the calendar, where we can see, so here's the calendar system. Basically, when we are done creating all these stuff, the text system, the dates, the review, the index, the bias, and all that stuff, then we can basically plus this, we can click the plus sign here. We can select whatever type of another database we want to create for the same data we have already added it in the table view. Basically, I have selected calendar from the situation already, and I will click that calendar system and I would be able to see this feature. If I want to see it big, I'll go for this. So it's pretty clear now. We can completely see how my month of May went. So I made a $1,000 profit on May 1. Then I went for a loss. Then another beautiful profit. Then a small loss. Then it was a break even, which usually happens in trading, which is much better than loss at least. And then I went for another win, and then another loss, then a little bit big loss, and then another big win, that is $2,200, one of the biggest win I have ever seen. And then we can completely go for another win, that is $1,400. So this way I'm able to understand all these things. But you know what the good thing is? I want to tell you a better thing also about trading, rather than journal stuff also. So observe one thing, my losses are so small. I try to make break evens rather than getting the losses. And my losses are like 400, 500, 500, and almost like we can see here 850 or 600, And 850 is a little big, but rest of them are pretty small. Like 50 was just another risk management mistake. And we have to keep that thing in mind. So these are the things we can notice from journal, and analyzing these things at the end of every month. We can analyze these things at the end of also. So I'll show you how we can do that thing also. So here, I came back to the small view, and we can see a chart here. So I made a chart here, in which I added some options, and I connected this database to this chart. It's pretty easy basically to just write down and add it. So you will be able to understand once you download the app. It's pretty easy, buddy. And what I did here is that I added how much money I won in NQ and how much money I won in ES, the average amount. So average in ES I made like $104, but in NQ I made like $1,100 average, which shows me one simple thing, that I'm much better profitable in NQ. And if I quit ES, maybe I would be end up making more profits with MQ only. So it's not necessary that you have to take more trades while you are trading. So in these things, I'm able to analyze these small things. I took only like 10 trades till now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wins only. One break even and 4 losses. That is basically a 50% win rate chance. Or you can say maybe break even counted, we can say 55% in that case. Let's say 50%. Then also I'm extremely profitable with these things. So that's why I always say this thing to make journals, and you will be able to understand these things much better. So this is the objective part. Now let's come to the subjective part. We'll open it and we can basically see here the objective data, the binary data, and now comes the subjective data. So I'll write it down for this trade in front of you guys so that you will be able to understand that how we have to deal with these things. So for this trade, first of all, it was taken on May 1. And what I usually do, I also add like pics of those charts here. But for this trading journal, it was just like a demo trading journal I created. Otherwise, I always do add the pictures, which I'll show you in another journal or maybe in another video. But for now, let's focus on the main thing which I'm trying to talk about, which is the subjective data. And on the hand, first of all, if we take a look on the trade which was taken on May 1, I took a long on NQ, and the bias was bullish. I took a long, so which is perfectly right. When we are bullish, we are supposed to take a long. We should respect the momentum of the market and the direction of the market. So I took the type 1 strategy system, which is basically silver bullet of ICT, and I just write it in the form of type 1. Then trade rate was A, according to me. It wasn't the best one, but it was like a good one, I would say, a great one, in fact. So I added A rather than adding A plus plus setup. So traded a session was Asia. I saw a good sweep of the last New York session, and then I have seen one thing that Asia was making nice fair value gap, and I plan to take a trade after getting a retest, and trade went pretty well. I took like 1:2 with a number of contracts of 2, and setup was valid. Everything's for perfect. And planned risk reward was 1:3, but I end up making 1:2. So what I'll do on that days, today's focus and go. On that day, it was basically Thursday, I think. Yeah, it was Thursday. And what I basically do on Thursday, I don't work on drop shipping and all other stuff. So for today's focus and goal was pretty simple. I was supposed to take setups which are available in the sessions, and I will take only one trade in one session if the setup is valid. So even if I saw another setup happening in London session, I will take the trade, or in New York session, I will take the trade. But it rarely happens that in all 3 sessions the setups happen. And but if in all 3 it happens, I'll take those trades like 3 times. I'll take those trades. I'm ready to risk that much, but I'll not take more than one trade in one session. That's a final thing. Either it's self sell, either it's a TP. I don't exit early. Okay. So that there another point I want to add is that it's either SL or TP. No manual exits. Stick to what you plan before entering the trade. So this is how we can put things up. And another thing, all I wanted that day was not a particular target or profit. I don't do those things that I target numbers. What I basically do is only look for the system done setup. If it happens, I'll take the trade. If it doesn't happen, I'll not take the trade. I don't care for the money. I just care for making a nice system. So I don't care about the money or any other system. All I care about is that making my system more profitable. Another thing which I want to add is learn as much as you can from this system. Okay, this will literally teach you a lot of things. Okay, and get some knowledge from internet about your system today. Perfect. So that day I only took one trade in Asia, and setup was valid. So psychology. How am I feeling after taking the trade? So after taking that trade, I felt nothing actually after taking that trade. If I had that 1:3, I probably would be in a little bit ego. But after getting like 1:2, I didn't feel much because I thought it's the at least I deserve after that system. And after like 1:2, I felt nothing. And what's more, I felt is that I need to take more trade. That's a kind of feeling I had that it's not enough. So I felt that thing also that I need more dollars. This feeling sometimes happen, okay? And in response to that, what I did is basically I humbled my mind that be satisfied with what you get, and if you get another system, go for it. Go for it. Uh, so that's how I deal with this system. Basically, I said to my mind, you can basically ignore all the stuff, be satisfied with what you get, and just try to do what you get. Only follow like a robot. If you get the system, go for it. If you don't get the system, don't go for it. So here we go for the mistakes. For the mistakes, I would say there are two mistakes. One is technical and another is the subjective one. But for the technical, I'm not gonna write it down here. I usually put it in the technical, the objective data only. For the mistakes in the subjective data, I'll only put the subjective mistakes on it. So in this mistake, what I did was that I was late 15 minutes from my schedule, because of which I did a little fall and had a small bad entry point, which could have been much better if I had some patience. But because I was late, I had that feeling. What I did well. So what I did well was that executed the system in the perfect way. No early exits, no early entries. Entry was there, but overall execution was perfect. So what I need to improve, I need to I need to work on my schedule. Another one is I need to be more focused on trading while I take the trading system rather than thinking that I need to make more money. Be focused on my system. So, actionable step. What are the actionable steps I can take for doing this thing? add more alarms for following your schedule. This will make you better, man. And another thing which we can do is avoid the setups. You don't feel good trading. Huh? Like there are situations when there are ableist for the setups, but our mind says, don't know why, don't trade this system. It's not right. Somehow these are the situations which occur. But in that case, it's pretty simple. Just avoid that system. It's the best way. And if you wouldn't have written these things, you wouldn't be able to go that much deep in your psychology. That's a big thing I want to say for these things. So what are your thoughts for this? I would say a simple thing, that nothing for this one. I'll continue the way I do, because literally it's going 90% right, and all the mistakes I've written, if I improve that, I'll get the 10%, and I will be able to perform the 100% right system. So this is the subjective data I'm talking about. And if my buddy, you write this system, you make this system, you write this down, you make these charts and all this stuff, you would be able to do much better with trading things. And I know one thing, that if you start to do journaling, risk management, and how risk management work, if you focus on journaling, you would be able to clearly see in which trade how much you risked. And this, you can even add the percentage PNL, that how much percentage of your 50,000 or $100,000 account it is, as it is a $100,000 funded account. Trading journal, basically whenever you are making trading journals, only make one journal for one account. Don't make one journal for 10 accounts. That will fucking confuse you very, because if in some accounts you are trading forex, in some it will be commodities, and in some it would be index or crypto. So that's fucking confusing. It's not a right way to deal with trading. Journals are the purpose of making our confusion away and ignorance away, and this way you will be able to understand the markets in a better way, and this will be helpful for you in the long term, and will make you a better trader in some way. So hope this video somehow helped you. And for and if you need this chart, I'll add this trading journal in my bio. It will be a form of copy, and basically you can copy paste and understand what heck of a trading journal I created, and this will help you somehow. So basically you can go in the description and download it. You will get the link there. That's all for today. Hope this video helped you. I'll keep on bringing more content about trading. And if you have some specific demand for a video, you can basically comment me down. Hope this video helped you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.